when you're using just a straight up artificial intelligence system, specificity is so important because it wants to kind of wane depending on how direct and exact you are, slightly away from the target. Like you're shooting an arrow, if you're not exactly specific, you're going to get a little bit
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
off. Can you talk a little bit about how, when you go into an agent situation, how they maintain all of those different tracks? Because if they're doing multiple things off of one input, are they getting less specific? And is there more room for error or imperfection?
Yeah, so I can't speak to how all the companies out there building these AI agents are solving the problems because I think everyone's doing differently, right? I'll give you examples of what we're doing, right? So, and let's use our conversational AI agent as an example, right? So you contact our conversational AI agent basically is customer service user support for a company. So the way that we kind of solve those problems is we provide instructions to the AI agent dynamically based on the context of the conversation. So we'll build an AI agent and say, okay, here's instructions that you're getting every time that you should always know. Here's instructions based on the category of the conversation, what it is we're talking about. And here's instructions that you get based on the step that the conversation is at. And then here's instructions based on contextual things that may or may not come up. So we're kind of combining those in different ways to provide dynamic instructions. So at runtime, our AI agent will have different objectives, right? So it may know that overall the objective is to convert this lead, this prospect, into a booked appointment, but maybe it understands that the step that it's at, its objective now is to collect information like their name, have they used this before, what's their budget, whatever it is. And so different objectives, right? You talked also about hallucinations. So we manage those as well. One step back, the way that hallucinations work is because AI is pattern matching conversations. It's not trying to be right. It's trying to fill in the blank. If I say the price of this apple is, right, you're going to say $4, $2, $800, right? You care about being right. $800 is ridiculous. The AI doesn't care about being right. It just knows that a price goes there and its only job is to put a price in there. And so that's where it hallucinates. It makes things up, right? If you ask me about something that doesn't exist, I won't answer because I'd be making it up. The AI understands what the right answer would look like, and whether it's true or not, it will give you what the right answer looks like, right? So that's fundamentally where a lot of these hallucinations and LLMs come from. The way that we solve that is we separate the response that it's giving from the accuracy of the data. And what I mean by that is when you're talking with one of our AI agents, it's doing a bunch of things, but you ask it a question and let's say you're asking it for a price. How much does it repair my iPhone 15? It does a bunch of things and it spits out a price, 150. Well, we separate that, hey, I want to respond to this question function from, is the price right? So after it spits out 150, before we send that message back to the user, we run it through our verification system, which says, hey, is this right? Which is essentially it goes back to the AI and it says, all right, we've got a price quote here for an iPhone 15. It says 150. Is this right or not? And when it doesn't have to reply to the question, when all it's looking at is, yes, it's doing one job, is this right price? Then it gets it right every time. And it'll say, no, that's not the right price. It's $20. And then we feed that in a feedback loop back to the drafter, which then says, okay, yeah, it was $20. It corrects itself and it sends the right message out instead of the wrong message. And we use that type of system to correct all kinds of problems. But for us, that is we call it the verification bots, right? Which is that system in which we're removing hallucinations to maintain quality before it goes out. So that's kind of how we solve that problem with AI agents.